without any waiting any longer, I would like to welcome Laurie Dupar. She's a leader in the field of ADHD coaching. Hello, Laurie.
Hi, Suzanne. How are you doing?
I'm very good, and I'm so happy to be over here with you today and sharing everything that you're going to share with us, because I know a little bit more about you. But before we go on, I would like for you to start by telling us a little bit about what you do right now, and then we're going to go back to what you have overcome, because of course we know the book Over It from Mary is all about overcoming things, overcoming difficulties and all that. So before we go in the past, let's go into the present. What are you doing today?
Yeah, I am a ADHD. My title now, Suzanne, is an ADHD coach. I'm a credentialed ADHD coach, and I work with people individually, and I work with them in groups. I work with people from ages 7 to 77, Suzanne, who are struggling with the challenges of ADHD. I do a lot of things with regards to that, as well as a lot of advocating for ADHD. I help to coordinate a book series each year that brings in ADHD experts to share their information and their wisdom, and that we'll be on the 4th year of doing that. I also help coordinate a telesummit that reaches worldwide. We had over 3,000 people on the telesummit this year in order to help spread awareness of ADHD.
You choose to be ADHD coach. Why is that?
Well, I say ADHD coaching actually chose me. My son had been diagnosed with ADHD, when he was about 7 years old. And, he's always that challenging child. I have 4 children, and he was a twin. And I remember thinking, he's just extra sensitive. He got overwhelmed easily, and he ended up being diagnosed with ADHD. And here I was, this nurse, mental health nurse practitioner, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. I was working with people diagnosing and prescribing for ADHD, and I didn't know how to help him. He had these amazing strengths. I also knew he was challenged. He wasn't doing well in school. He was falling below his grade level. I also knew that socially he was challenged as well. And I also knew that he was just basically unhappy. That I actually ended up hearing about coaching and actually meeting a woman who specialized in ADHD coaching. And that was a completely new field to me. I had worked in the medical field, like I said, as a nurse and as a psychiatric nurse, and now as a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. And what coaching gave me was that answer on how to help my son, and what happened was other people, with focusing on those strengths and really developing them and minimizing the challenges. I wanted that for other people. I wanted other people to be able to experience their gifts and do the things they wanted to in life. And in fact, my son now is in the Navy. He's about the fourth year in the Navy, and he's actually going to be going through the Navy dive training program, which is a huge honor for him to be doing that. So he's just doing awesome right now.
I think it's a great story what you just shared with us. And I know between the branches that not only have you overcome the ADHD of your family, that you had to deal with it, and that's what brought you to doing the coaching that you do today, but personally in your life, not too long ago, you had to overcome something maybe even bigger.
Yeah, I had been running a successful ADHD coaching business according to whatever those standards were. I had consistent clients coming in. I had a lot of referrals. I was doing well. I was, having a sustainable business. And what happened, though, about 5 years ago, was that my husband lost his job, which for a lot of people that happened. It was right during that recession. And in fact, I sort of called myself a recession wife. And here I was, this really well-educated woman. I was already making a difference in the world. I knew that. I was working consistently with people with ADHD. And all of a sudden, I realized I needed to do it bigger. I needed to make some money. I had 4 kids. They were all about in adolescence. One was heading off to college. And in fact, when my husband lost his job, it was such a hit on our income that there were days and months and weeks that we couldn't buy groceries, actually. That's not easy to admit. But I thought, gosh, okay, I'm a well-educated woman, and I when we're talking about Mary's information, I had to overcome my own self-doubts, my own limited beliefs about what I could do and what I couldn't do. And in fact, I took my business in that year and I started to work with people who knew how to grow their businesses. Went from $25,000 a year to over $100,000 a year. Really just, every step of the way it was overcoming my insecurities. I didn't have a business degree. How was I supposed to run a business? I didn't know anybody else who was an entrepreneur. Nobody else in my market niche was doing what I was doing or was at that place. I didn't really have any role models. So I had to step outside my comfort zone and learn how to do this really quickly.
What was it for you? How did you find the answer to it? So if you want to give a trick or a solution to the women that are listening to us right now, how did you really connect to your true self? How did you connect there to know exactly what you were supposed to do?
This 5 years ago that made it necessary that I step out of my comfort zone and create a business that was serving people in a really, really huge way. What I did was there was almost this, and it's sort of sad, it was almost this sense of urgency. There was no choice, right? I either had to do it or, there's no option of not doing it. There's no option. My son was diagnosed to find out more about ADHD because it wasn't okay with me that he was going to be looked at someone that had more challenges and was going to limit his potential. That wasn't okay with me. 5 years ago when my husband lost his job, it wasn't okay with me that that perhaps my children would be able to go to college and that it wasn't okay with me that I wasn't making an income with all of my education that I had. So it could be urgency, it could be just maybe in my mindset where things just became not okay with me, and I said, okay, I've got to do something different. And I didn't really know what that was. I just started taking steps.
What I get from this message, I think, is as long as you know your why you're doing this, you knew why you were doing this. You were doing it for your family, saving your family, you had to do it, and that was your big why that gave you all the power in the world to go and do it.
I call it a motivation. Now what motivates me is really that I know there's so many people out there who are still struggling with their ADHD, and I don't think that's okay. It's not okay with me that that's happening, that they're doing that alone. So it's really tapping into that passion, that motivation, that sense of purpose about how I want things to be different.
I think you're really making a difference, and you're doing a really, really great job at it. I know I follow what you're doing on the internet, and I think it's really amazing. And I'm sure people are very grateful for the good work that you do. Now, I want to say to the audience right now that not only are you an ADHD coach, you're also an author. You wrote multiple books. Unlock the secrets to your entrepreneur brain style. And you also wrote 265 Ways to Succeed with ADHD. And I think you have a new ebook coming out called Brain Surfing and 31 Other Amazing Qualities of ADHD. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You don't stop.
Well, yeah, right. You know what? I don't. I really don't. And I'm very passionate about this. I'm passionate about helping people make the difference that they want. So I want information to be out there. So why I write the books. The book that you're talking about, I think the bonus or the gift that people can download along with Mary's book is that entrepreneurial brain style. I think what we do with our passions, we want to make a difference. And I realized that if I was making more money, what consequently was happening was that I was serving more people. What I realized is that a lot of the challenges that people have with creating an entrepreneurial business there's certain characteristics that support us, our ability to see opportunities, our ability to take risks, we look at failures like opportunities to learn, not necessarily as failures. But I recognize that a lot of people who wanted to have that success and share their message and were getting stuck in certain areas, planning or procrastination or not having really a great access to their motivation. So that's what the book is about, helping you to tap into the secrets of what make you a great entrepreneur.
You know what? I think it's a great gift that you're offering to the people. I'm not sure who's going to win it because today, during the whole event, we're going to be doing some draw prize. at the hour, on each hour on the hour, we're going to do a drop, right? So I hope that one of you ladies will be able to get that book. I have a copy of it, and I can tell you that it's really helping you to understand your entrepreneurial mind, and also to look inside yourself and find, discover the parts of yourself that maybe you're not even aware that are there.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
right. So on this, Laurie, I think this is all the time we have. We're going to be continuing with the virtual book launch over here with Mary, but I'm going to tell you, ladies, there's two books. There's Mary's book right here. There's Laurie's book, and please take the time to stay with us for the whole day for the event. You might win one of Laurie's book, or you might even win one of her ebooks. So stay with us. In the meantime, Laurie, I just want to say a big, big, big thank you to you. I'm sure that sharing your story with all of us will inspire a lot of other women out there to also go and follow their why and follow their motivation and make it happen for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do it. Yeah, thank you so much, Suzanne.
No, thank you, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. All righty, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.